What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and in this video, guys, I'm going to be bringing you our Week 10 Team Builder going up against Coach Chance and the Camden Ursarings. If you guys are excited for this, be sure to leave a like on the video. Guys, support is always greatly appreciated. And of course, feel free to check out the playlist in the description for the rest of our P4G battles and Team Builders. Go give Chance a like on his videos. Go drop a sub from him. Show some love from me. Crimson City showing some love over there. We're going to be talking about the team. Last week's match didn't go exactly as we planned. I believe it was a 0-3 loss to the Adelaide Honchcrows, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 0-3 loss. So we're looking to pick up a W, get back into a nice, get back into a nice win-loss ratio here. Hopefully get back up into the positive of our KD ratio for the teams. That way we can hopefully grab a seed for playoffs. So let's talk about Chance's team really quickly. Really scary team in my opinion. You guys can see it right above my head here. First overall, one of his Z captains, Starmie, Natural Cure and Analytic. That thing is a monster, 183 overall max speed. Does have the ability to be a very powerful mon with either a Life Orb Analytic set or perhaps even a Natural Cure pivot set with Rapid Spin for that. For any hazards that might get up, a Psychium Z or a Waterium Z or maybe even Electrium Z from this thing will be devastating. Gets Energy Ball, it gets Shadow Ball, gets a lot of coverage moves that a Z Crystal could take part of, and being as fast as it is, with the right planning, with the right predictions, he could definitely make or break our team with that. Next up, Buzzwole. Beast boosting Buzzwole, not too fast, sitting at about 99 speed if I'm not mistaken. Very hard hitting mon. We faced a Choice Scarf variant in the GBA last season. It was very detrimental to our team. Even a sub bulk up set could be very detrimental to our team as well. Jolteon, third overall on the team with that Volt Absorb ability. 200 max speed overall with that positive speed nature. It's sitting at about 130 base speed if I'm not mistaken. Very fast, kind of one directional. Volt Absorb, Thunderbolt, coverage. Shadow Ball, HP Ice. The good news about Jolteon is that it either needs to run HP Grass for Swampert or it needs to run HP Ice for Zygarde. So very good note about that. The Gastrodon can come with Storm Drain. I do anticipate that to come, maybe more defensive set for Swamperts. Has a Storm Drain ability. Toxic has access to Recover. Scald, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Earthquake, things like that. Charizard X, one of the most intimidating mons on paper, but in draft format, it really does take a lot to work to put into play. But it does have a base 100 speed. It does have access to Tough Claws. Moves like Dragon Dance. It has access to Swords Dance, Flame Charge, Earthquake. I mean, a whole ton of stuff. You can even run a special set for things like Mega Swampert with Hidden Power Grass as well. Something to take into note. Diancie, the overall Z captain of the team, rocking that clear body. I believe it's Diancie. Let me double check that. To make sure, because I might be fibbing to you. Celebi, excuse me. Celebi is the overall Z captain of the team. But Diancie, still a very bulky mon. Really good stab in Diamond Storm and Moonblast. Has the ability to set rocks. Very hard mon to take care of. We can take advantage of that 4x Steel weakness if it does show up. We also have Celebi. Base 100 Pixie. Natural Cure is the Omni Z captain here. It can set up rocks, it can U-turn, it can Calm Mind, Baton Pass. It can do a lot of potential stuff that can be very scary, especially having access to those supportive Z moves. Mandibuzz, very bulky mon. Again, overcoat ability. Gets access to default, gets access to moves like Taunt, Knockoff, Brave Bird, things like that. It can also pivot around with U-turn as well. Weezing, super defensive mon. Can't take too much on the special side though. Has access to Will-O-Wisp, has access to things like Destiny Bond, has access to things like Toxic Spikes, has access to things like Flamethrower. Mr. Mime, Soundproof Filter or Technician abilities. Not too fast. I believe it's a base 100 or a base 90 speeds here. Can be run, I'm anticipating if he does bring it, maybe like a Scarf set. Psychic Fairy gets access to things like Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, a bunch of offensive moves on the special side. And then Ambipom, a base 115 speed, very fast Pokemon. Skill Link and Technician are two very good abilities to have, I should say. Priority and Fake Outs, Skill Link, Double Hit or Fury Swipes, whatever he feels like running. Knockoff, Elemental Punches, can run special moves that get boosted by Technician as well, such as Water Pulse or Hidden Powers. So very scary team. Some things to note on his side. The only rocker that he has on his team is Celebi, and he has a Toxic Spike set on the form of Weezing. Rapid Spinner is Starmie, and then Mandibuzz is Defogger. He could run some sort of weird Defog Charizard sets, but if anything, I'd anticipate it to be maybe a more especially offensive variant, or even perhaps a Will-O-Wisp support set with something like that. Will-O-Wisp, Roost, other things, coverage. So let's start breaking down the team. First off here, we're bringing Siren the Meloetta. Siren's doing really well so far for us in League formats. We are bringing an Assault Vest set with Charge Beam, which is really nice because while it does limit us to only offensive moves, Charge Beam does, I believe, have a 70% chance to raise our special attack by 1, and then Serene Grace does double that. So we are getting a 100% boost of our special attack every time with this Pokemon. That is going to be able to hit things like the Starmie. That is going to be able to hit things like the Mandibuzz as well. Immunities are Jolteon and the Gastrodon. Shadow Ball is going to be able to hit Starmie super effectively. Shadow Ball, really, he does not have a switch in for. There's no normal type on his team. Mandibuzz and Weezing are the only resist to that, and even Weezing doesn't want to take a +1 Shadow Ball if we can get a Charge Beam boost. I was debating running Hyper Voice or Psychic, because Psychic would be very nice for the Weezing. I went with Hyper Voice. It's a neutral hit on both the Weezing and the Mandibuzz. We can get our Charge Beam boost up and then start going for Hyper Voices. Psychic would have been good, but one switch into the Mandibuzz would be bad, and then he could potentially go for a Foul Play or something, because the +1 Charge Beam into the Mandibuzz, depending on the set, will not kill, and then he can U-turn or Foul Play or do whatever he wants to do against us. So Hyper Voice seemed a very fitting stab, and he has no switch in other than Diancie into a Hyper Voice, which then brings us to our next move, which is Energy Ball, hitting the Starmie, hitting the Gastrodon, and hitting the Diancie, all for super effective damage. We have max HP to boost the heck out of our Assault Vest. Does give us a bit more of that. Actually, no, I lied. That just gives us more bulk. The special defense stat doesn't waver with the Assault Vest, so. But 84 in special attack. So here's how we did it. Here's how we built it. 172 in speed. We do outspeed a Jolly Buzzwole by 1 point. Put the rest in HP so we get max HP. And then the rest in special attack, those Charge Beam boosts will be able to take care of us. Having a monstrous 128 base special attack does give us the option to run a bit more of a bulky pivot set, or bulky fast set, with just a little bit of special attack investment, especially with those Charge Beam boosts. Next up here, we do have Alakazam. Prometheus is coming. Life Orb, Magic Guard. 4 attacks this week. 220 max speed gives us 184 in speed, which does outspeed Starmie, and it does outspeed Ambipom. The Jolteon does outspeed us, unfortunately, but these 4 moves are actually really all we need. Energy Ball hits the Starmie, hits the Gastrodon, hits the Diancie. Psychic, he has no Psychic resist other than Mr. Mime, if you count it, Celebi, Starmie. So I guess that's a few, actually, now that I say that. But his immunity in that is the Mandibuzz if he decides to bring it. We have Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball hits the Starmie. Shadow Ball hits the Celebi as well. Hits the Mr. Mime. Dazzling Gleam hits the Buzzwole. Hits the Charizard X. Hits the Mandibuzz. A few other things. So 4 coverage moves. I was debating running T-Ball, but he does have the immunity to that. So these 4 moves give us the access to hit the most amount of Mons on his team. Life Orb, Magic Guard, a very, very good set. Very, very powerful set. Next up here, we have Sash Mamo, the Oblivious ability this week. Ray Romano rocking a bit more of a dedicated lead this week. Rocks, Earthquake, Knockoff, and Ice Shard. Max attack, 4 in defense, 252 in speed with a Jolly Nature. I didn't want Thick Fat because the only Fire type user on his team, unless he brings Flamethrower on Weezing or his Hidden Tech HP Fire on the rest of his team, is Zardex, and honestly, we're not going to live a fire attack from a Zardex unless I'm rocking Akaberry. So I didn't see the need for that. I felt Oblivious would be really nice in case he leads off with a very fast Mon that can go for Taunt. Maybe like a Starmie set, perhaps maybe even a Celebi set. Things along those lines. So that way we can guarantee get our rocks up, because the only form, Starmie can spin, Mandibuzz can defog, Zard can also defog, but I don't see the potential in that. So one of the things that I do like about this is that it does guarantee us rocks. It does force one of his hazard removals in, which is then we can turn around and go into something else on that. Earthquake is really nice. It hits a lot of his Mons other than Weezing and Mandibuzz. He does have his resistances, but as far as that goes, I mean, chip damage is chip damage, and that's what I'll take going into our next few Mons right here. Knockoff is really nice. It removes items, removes recovery items off the Gastrodon, super effective damage onto the Starmie. Removes super effective onto the Celebi, of course. Removes Black Sludge on the Weezing. Removes leftovers on the Mandibuzz. Things like that. Things that I would like to. Because once rocks are up, this thing really, in my eyes, has no more purpose other than getting rocks up and putting a huge hit off. With this speed, also, we do outspeed Jolly Buzzwole by 1 point, which is good to know. Next up here, we're running a Spadef Scissor set. No rain, but I would never leave this thing in on a Charizard, so this thing's going to be able to eat it up. There's been a lot of people in the comment section who have been like, why are you running Technician if you don't have a move that's boosted by Technician? Today is your day. We have Leftover Scissor with the Swarm ability, Toxic Defog, Roost, and U-Turn, max HP, max Spadef, 4 in speed in case he feels like being cheeky and running a little bit of speed in the Weezing. Weezing sits at 80 uninvested, so in case he feels like running just a little bit more, just to outspeed us, we do have that extra point. And then after that, if he decides to speed creep up to that point, he will be sacrificing bulk with that. Toxic is nice. Toxic wears down things like the Buzzwole. Toxic wears down the Gastrodon. Toxic wears down the Diancie. I don't think he'd stay in on Diancie fearing the Bullet Punch. Toxic wears down the Mandibuzz, things like that. Defog is nice for getting rid of any hazards that he is able to get up. We don't have our Poison type this week, so we can't absorb any Toxic Spikes the Weezing goes for. And then if we do see Celebi, if he does get rocks up, we're not super weak to rocks, but the chip damage is going to be nice because I want to switch around to get one of our setup sweepers in, or our setup sweeper, I should say, in. So Swarm is nice because if they get a huge hit off as I'm going for a U-turn, it's going to boost that U-turn by, I believe, 50%. Yep. 50%. So very nice here. I'm going to skip over one. I'm going to go into Marth here, our Swampert, or our Mega Swampert, I should say. Boop. Boop. Let me edit this for you. Live editing really quickly. Live editing really quickly, just so you guys can see where the Swampert set's sitting at. We got Mega Swampert here. Max HP, 180 plus defense, 76 in attack with an Impish nature. Rest, Curse, Waterfall, and Earthquake. So this set is specifically for a physically defensive Charizard X. Gives us access to set up all over it. In case he feels froggy, going for a Toxic with Gastrodon, we can sit in front of that thing too. Rest and Curse our way up. Waterfall and Earthquake is really good stab against his team, honestly. Foul Play for Mandibuzz will not be good. We can rest off Toxics. We can rest off Will-O-Wisps. I don't see this thing doing too much, but it is a nice backup check to Zardex in case I can't take care of it through other means. But I like it. Hopefully Mega Swampert will do some work this week. What I'm really looking forward to this week, actually, what I'm really looking forward to this week is Stepfather, hopefully making the sweeping debut. Leftover Zygarde, rocking Dragon Dance Substitute, 1,000 Arrows, and Toxic. Max HP, 124 attack, 132 in speed with a Jolly nature. Here's what I like about Zygarde. 1,000 Arrows, very broken move in the game. Doesn't have much. Once we start eliminating some of those more offensive mons, doesn't really have much that can break a sub on a Zygarde with a max special, or a max HP, I should say. So, and then after +2, I believe, or +1, so at this speed, we're outspeeding a Jolly Buzzwole by 1 right now. And then we're outspeeding the entire team at +1. So that's good to know. We can sub up pretty freely on things like, if he's not bringing Ice Beam on Gastrodon, we can sub up pretty freely. We can sub up on the Weezing, which is really nicely. We can set up all over the Weezing, actually. I'm hoping to bring this thing in 1v1 against it. So, yeah. +2, +3 Zygarde just kind of starts sweeping things 1,000 Arrows. Toxic is nice to wear down the mons. In case he brings in Buzzwole and I can't set up, I can go for a Toxic. Start wearing that thing down as well. But other than that, once you start getting +1, +2, +3, 1,000 Arrows just kind of breaks down and sweeps the team. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this team builder. If you have, be sure to leave a like on the video. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the team. Of course, like I said, go show Chance some love. I'll leave his channel in the description of this video. And make sure you guys are subscribed so you do not miss out on tomorrow's battle. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang. I'm going to talk to you all soon. Later.